I think there are a lot of possibilities there. I think the wrestling style I have would really fit in main roster.
Now, after this incredible pandemic that we've all gone through and having wrestled a few times now in the States for WWE, I was wondering what your current thought process was on wrestling stateside on a more frequent basis.
Yeah, for now, like, it's the same as it used to be. Like, I'm happy to come over here and stay for a bit, but then I like to return and have a distance to it. But also, I kind of think like, yeah, I'm NXT UK champion, so I'm the owner of the only European championship in WWE, and I don't know. So I got to be European to really represent it. I kind of feel, and I try to focus on, the next challenge that's in front of me, and not really much ahead, because with every step, like whatever the outcome is going to be, that will change the future. So at the moment, I try not to make like long plans ahead. We will see what the future brings, but for now, like, my focus is on Sunday.
Very good. Another quick question. Speaking of Sunday and your match with Dragunov, also the match that you had previously is obviously very different from the match that you're going to have on Sunday, considering that there was no fans with the first match and there will be for the second match. I was wondering how you think fans will play a factor into that match, in the atmosphere, and even going beyond that into what you do in the ring.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, obviously fans always add, especially to the atmosphere, and it can give you as a wrestler a little extra push when you kind of feel tired or really sore from all the stuff that happened to you. That definitely helps. On the other hand, it won't change what I do in the ring. Like, as a wrestler, it didn't make any difference for me if there was a full house or if there was nobody in the building for almost 2 years now, because that doesn't change the effort I have to put in a wrestling ring to put out the performance I want to put on. So there's no different in regards of that. With the atmosphere, obviously, I'm happy to have fans back, and because for me, wrestling is especially like a great life experience, and the more people we have in the building, the better it is, I guess.
Kenny, let's come to you.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello.
Looking forward to the match this weekend. I wanted to ask you about because you mentioned earlier that you're focused on being in NXT UK and being the champ, but we've seen you on pay-per-view before at Survivor Series in 2019 in that big Team Raw, Team SmackDown, Team NXT match. And obviously you went out first in that match. I think a lot of people had hoped that you would be longer in it. How did you deal with that situation? What are your memories of it? And because you managed to come back from it and keep the momentum of being NXT UK champion, what are your memories of that situation?
Yeah, like, first of all, I said it before, like, I'm a basic wrestling guy. I like a one-on-one, I like a tag match or a six-man tag, but I really don't like freeways, and I especially don't like freeways when it's like a team of 5 on each side. So that's, first of all, those circumstances are not very enjoyable for me. In regards, like, of the match, it was what it was, but I think it was people still talk about it, so it's still memorable, and also the reactions I got from let's say the main roster audience, like, even though I was in front of them the first time, were very positive in my direction, and that stayed in the heads of a lot of people. So I don't think it hurt me at all, because it didn't change me or didn't change who I am. I don't know, I wasn't bitter about anything like that. I watched Survivor Series as a kid many times, and if I never make it back, I at least was in Survivor Series once. So that's it's something to be happy about a little bit. But no, at the end of the day, it is what it is, and there are no ill feelings towards it.
Well, the first question you got today was about you being in the US, and I feel like everybody always wants to talk to you about that situation. I know you've just answered the question, but you being at Survivor Series a couple of years ago, do you ever think about Raw and SmackDown, even if it is just a like you say, a short stint where you could go in? Because a lot of fans kind of fantasy book the idea of you facing a lot of different people on either Raw or SmackDown?
Yeah, I think there are a lot of possibilities there. I think the wrestling style I have would really fit in main roster, and also there would be a lot of great opponents to have, a lot of great matches. I think the best wrestling talent in the world is obviously on Raw and SmackDown. Like so many fantastic wrestlers that are in the sport since decades sometimes, like, or 2 decades, and obviously it would be intriguing, but we will see what the future brings. Like when it comes to that, that's the one side of it. They're making that decision, but big decision like that, you got to take a lot of things in consideration. But that's why I said I don't focus on it right now. I focus on what I am right now. I'm the NXT UK champion right now. I think it's a great chance for me to show everybody what I'm about and what European wrestling is about, and I take it really serious, and that's what I really want to focus on. And all of that, like speculation or fantasize about my future, I'll leave that for later.
And I guess just to follow on from that quickly, if that's okay, you mentioned it on Raw and SmackDown. There's a lot of talent there. Are there any that you would kind of name that you would like to get in the ring with? Is there anybody on Raw or SmackDown that you think, if you guys had a match on pay-per-view, that would be a great sort of, styles mission together? Yeah,
like there's that Finn Balor match I really still really want to do, and obviously Cesaro is always the big match I want to have if I'll go up to main roster.
Awesome, thank you. Scott, let's come over to you for a couple of questions.
Hi, mate, how you doing? So firstly, I just want to ask for, in your opinion, as far as you've been on takeovers before, and you got Takeover 36 coming up as well, big match, and obviously the part 1 of that match, if you like, turned a lot of heads towards NXT UK. How important is it for you not only to be on NXT Takeover, but also represent NXT UK and the championship, and the kind of show in general on such a big stage?
Yeah, it's a great possibility for that. Obviously, it's like with me and Ilya, like Ilya and I, we had matches in that style with that intensity already, like, I don't know, 7 years back in Germany, in small towns in front of a few people. Because, wrestling wise, we kind of come from the same place in Germany, and so the mentality is very similar. And the German wrestling style always was a little bit known to be a little bit more intense, a little bit more physical and stuff like that. And also to show that style of wrestling, to introduce that to a larger audience, is a fantastic chance for me, obviously. And I see myself, I'm the biggest representative for European wrestling at the moment. There's no other wrestler with a European championship that has so many eyes on, and that's a big responsibility for me. So I want to represent what European wrestling is and how good it is, and I want to show that to the world, basically.
Great, 100%. I mean, you definitely are flying the flag for Europe in a great way. Touching on again Takeover and the history, we've seen some amazing matches at Takeover, yourself included. I don't want to say which match would you like to be in, because that would change the dynamic of the match. But often people say the ref has the best seat in the house. So if you could be a ref, and I'm not talking about physically involved, but you're in the ring with the other 2 guys, which match would you like to have been kind of like front and center for in NXT Takeover history?
In history?
Yeah.
I think for like Undisputed Era against us at Worlds Collide, because that was a pretty chaotic evening. I feel it would have been nice to follow as a referee, yeah.
Okay, perfect. And also, so as far as your title reign goes, obviously up in the 800s now, how does it go with such a long title reign as far as milestones? Are you looking for the next 100? Are you looking for the next big pay-per-view event you can, defend it on? How does it go as far as milestones when you're in such a long reign?
Yeah, I never focused on the numbers of the title. I would really just know them when I'm at training camp or the tapings, and somebody would bring it up in an interview and I have to say it or something like that. That's how I would get updated about the actual number. I never followed it. But at that point, it would be nice to get to the 1,000. You gotta be honest, but in terms of focus, that plays a very little role. I'm focused on Sunday, and I'm focused on the match with Ilya now, and yeah, we'll see where we go from there.